It is December unto or. And today happens to be one of my routines that are associated with having Asperger's. And oh God, in which I print up my weather sheets for the day, and then I go to the bunk, and then I go to a buffet, and I do my grocery shopping. No, I go to the library, then I do my grocery shopping. I can't see a thermometer until midnight, because all the information for the day is already in and printed up. So if I see a thermometer, it was up to 80 degrees. So it looks like it may be a cold winter, or at least parts of it are going to be cold. They say, I haven't heard the reason, it was a couple months ago, that it's a La Nina winter. I don't know if this will be my last driving video of the year. It could be. That's why I go to Red Wing. It's I generally don't do local nighttime driving videos, so before it's we have daylight in the evening until we get daylight savings time. So reflecting upon unto or. Oh God, this is a battle of your cycle. I would be better if piece of shit than you. It looks like we're heading in total fascism. People voted for it. That's how fucking stupid they are. They voted for it because part of the reason they voted for it because they wanted to own the libs. Yeah, now they're owning themselves. Snow. I heard there were a lot of accidents anyway this morning, but I was lucky enough not to have to be on the road this morning. But this is the first driving video with snow in the season, and there might not be any more. If I go to Red Wing on Saturday, I'm not sure if we're going to get a video of the Amtrak Borealis trial. That would be the only video in the dark though. So I'm gonna start uploading my Amtrak Borealis trons. Hopefully the fucking bastard will cut Amtrak. He gotta make, he's got in his project on the fucking pigs, and they gotta cut safety net programs so the military will get a big substantial boost, and substantial tax cuts will go to the rich. So that's so important. It's so important that no billionaire is left behind. I'm definitely going to have to get gas today. Under my video, I'm going to have to edit it. Notice the tip of that Marriott looks a little bit like a penis. to be able to go to Atlanta in February on X. See, if I use a I might rent a car if I go to Pittsburgh in October, so that we gotta have to have videos with the phone. Fucking Porch, you gotta go to the bank before going Corral, and then I go to the bank before going Corral, and then gotta mail a credit card bill for my Chicago Atlanta trip. But accumulated $7 of debt. That's a good thing, because it seems like I'm dropping the fucking money because everything's getting so expensive. It's starting to worry the fuck out of me. And then with that fucking lying piece of shit in office, inflation may get completely out of control. The difference between like Ronald Reagan or George W. Bush, or Ronald Reagan didn't have the Supreme Court and didn't have the fucking courts. I mean, Biden is trying to get as many progressive judges in as possible before he has to leave office. So for someone who's got cognitive decline, he's doing a good job now, which he should have done more earlier, though. Yeah, the tip of that Holiday Inn there looks kind of like a penis. A penis with a... I don't know if that's where the cum squirts out. They got that thing, whatever the fuck you call it. Fuck. If I can make my turn here. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Just in time to miss the fucking light. Now I need gas. I should be okay until the place I want to get in later. At least in the spirit of being very cold now. And this all my information days are going to fall on Christmas Eve. There's a event going on, so that'll be my information day. So I won't be going to the store. At least as of now, tentatively. Otherwise, it'll have to be later in the week. Got to be able to make all these fucking lights. Yeah, the fucking light when the gas came on. That's going to went to Maple Grove twice. Sure what's going on there. Did somebody have an accident, or well, Big doesn't usually pull someone over in the middle of the lane like that. So the worst day this year was January on because of that fucking cunt who I was doing spoken words at for, you know, close over 8 years, and she pulled the plug on my fucking spoken words partly because of what I said about COVID, or that certain virus, I guess you'd call it. Misleading information, but that wasn't the only reason. That fucking cunt wants to have kids there now, and kids can't hear my material, shouldn't hear my material, and all this bullshit, even though they all heard in school. I gotta give up my fucking free speech all for procreation. I'm sick and tired of that shit, and someone brought an Ivy Road. I mean, an Ivy Road would probably not even know what you were talking about if you were using crude sexual humor. Certainly an EO-year-old wouldn't. But people shouldn't even bring their fucking kids anyway. Or certainly shouldn't change it on me, that's for sure. To think it was, and I didn't talk about this with June when I was in Atlanta. I fucking forgot. I kept planning on it. But she always said she didn't screen or censor. But when she did ask for artists to be sober, don't be high, don't be drunk. And I said, okay, that's okay. I mean, I guess that's a reasonable requirement. But partly is the freedom to express yourself actually discourages people from doing drugs, or even if they are doing them, they don't do it to the point of addiction. But that fucking cunt didn't care. She took my freedom of speech away anyway. Usually during a battle year cycle, it's rare for January, the month of January, to have the worst day of the year. Usually there's a lot of shit in the fall and the early winter and through December. It seems like it's like a hurricane, the eye of the hurricane or something, where January the less shit happens, the more shit happens in February and March and April. But this year it peaked on in January with the worst thing. Every year, the only year cycles with the similarities was when I was in school. The worst of the shit always peaked in February and March. All year cycles are always on a fucking leap year. But actually, even though the weather was too fucking hot, let's focus on July. That was one of the best days there because I got to get my first videos. Went to Red Wing to get my first videos of Amtrak Borealis trons. Yep, there's Corral. I'm gonna fix the light. It's only been a week since I've been there. It's only been 5 days since I've been there. At least it's not super cold out. I don't have the Arctic temperatures. I remember one day I went to go to Corral when it was on the X below, or it was going to be on X. It was already, I think, 10 below by that afternoon. It was January on, I believe, 2010. And Golden Corral was going to close at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because of the extreme weather. So that, on the X below, that's extreme even for me, or at least for the Twin Cities. It's kind of like an international falls to frequently go to below during the winter. You can't shut everything down the entire winter. So, I think on the worst days of the year, oh God, I know that wasn't. Oh yeah, and I can't get into it because it's someone I'm not really talking to anymore. But it was someone who was a fucking asshole, and he made January E the worst day of this year. The year's not over yet, so I mean. And then, oh God, there's only a couple of minutes left. Oh. And the day I rode Amtrak Borealis, I'm not sure if that would be the best day. And even the day I saw the eclipse, it was a good day, but it wasn't the best day because of the horrible traffic and all that shit. As always, I'm so glad I have Asperger's. I make the most interesting videos in the world. Nobody makes more interesting videos than I do. And if people like my videos, fuck them. They're not my old friends anyway. My girlfriends are the cool people who like my videos. People get to see my videos, hear my spoken words, are the chosen people, even if they don't like it. And I'm glad I'm neurodivergent.